Pardon me. I'm having a little struggle with my tech. Oh my God. These updates. Don't they drive you up the wall sometimes? You're not supposed to do any, you're not going to be able to do anything else until we decide, until we're done with our update. Forget it. You're out of luck. Once they start, it's like, oh. But anyway, I'm here and I'm live. It says I'm live. It says I'm live right there. So, I'm going to take their word for it. Okay. And this is Deocean's Deep Woo here on a very wet, springy night to bring you some clearings and energy work and other things I'm going to pursue in all springiness. To get things rolling here for you guys for spring and for myself too. Hey Linda, hey Gemini Moon, how you doing? So we're going to have the usual kind of woo that I do here, but also with some spring overtones. Okay, we're going to make it springy. I'm going to do some special clearings to get us revved up for newness. We've got very tumultuous times ahead, and we're going to need our calm. We're going to need all of the extra space to take it in. So, and it's not going to stop. I'm sorry. The tumultuous times are not going to stop for a while. It's going to be that way for a while. And so we just got to stay strong, not get involved with the drama, stay informed, but not get involved with the drama side. Not get involved with the getting mad or getting, morose or anything about what's going on. This has got to go on. Unfortunately, we just got to go through the bad part. That's just the way the place is. Is it really unfortunate? I have got to not say that. Doggone, I got to remind myself to not say it that way. It's not unfortunate at all. This is just the way things are, the way things happen. You got to go through some, at this point in our development, got to go through some crap in order to get to the good stuff. In order for the flowers to grow, right? You got to go through some rain and put some fertilizer. We got plenty of fertilizer, well, let me tell you, going on right now. What is for a while, months, years? We've got at least, well, I'd say it's going to be months. At least. It looks like it clears up more towards the end, and I'm going to be doing a reading on that tonight just to see where we are, Gemini, just to see where we are in that progression so far. Has anything changed? Have we managed to shift into a faster time when things like snap it up a little? Because we're waiting. Yeah, what is for a little while? And you know what? Every reader has that problem that I know of. They always, it looks like it may be, oh, right around the corner, but you see, the universal consciousness, which is eternal, right around the corner, could be years. It could even be decades or something. I mean, it's so hard. Um, but in human terms, um, it looks, it's looking like it's going to get resolved by the end of the year. Maybe we'll double check, because one of the other things that has come up is, Mr. T's the front runner. Has he been compromised? Because he's been heard to say some things, whether we have trouble, knowing he's got doubles. Everybody's got all these doubles, whether it's them or one of their doubles just causing trouble, or it's really, it's weird now. I mean, there's so many ways to do deep fake and everything. It's hard to know. And if it isn't for our intuition, we're not going to know anything. Pam Smith, hi, how you doing? And that's why I'm working on this with you, is so we can have our intuition, have our wits about us, to be able to know what's going on for real, to what's really going on, because it's going to look all kinds of weird, and it's going to look all kinds of ways, because reality is kind of getting tugged this way and that. And so if we can skip over some of the crap, we might be able to do that. I don't know. I'm up for trying. You doing, huh? So yeah, I'm going to do a reading, and I'm going to do some energy work based on the reading, and we'll see. My pendulum recently has been all over the place. I can't use a pendulum right now. It's acting too weird. And it's doing that thing where it's telling me two things that look completely opposite are true again. And it's right, but it's like confusing. I mean, it turns out when it does that, a lot of times it's right, but it's also confusing. And I don't know what to make of it. So, and I don't know what the proper question is to ask. So when it starts doing that, sometimes I got to put it aside. I can't even use it as a tool. It's too, too confusing. So I have put my pendulum aside for now. Oh, achy, sore, achy, and awful. I'm sorry, Pam. Did Michelle make it in? Hi, Michelle. Sending you love too, dear. Yeah. So we've got a new moon right now. And let me tell you, new moons, the energy of a new moon is a switchover transition time. And usually not comfortable. Okay. So we're right on top of it right now. And so it's like a break point. So it can be tricky to work with. I think I'm going to wait to do the upswing until we really are in the upswing, because we're still lost in the sauce right now. geez. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do some stuff for pain too. We'll do some very various things. Hey, Patricia V, how you doing? We'll do various things. You just tell me what your issues are. We'll do some work on them, okay? And yeah, getting ready for newness because after all, like I said, after all this crap we're going to have to go through, there's going to be new stuff coming up, new ways of being, all kinds of stuff. And it looks like we're going to be very well off. I mean, seriously, when I look at it, it's a very bright future for us if we can only get through this part that we're in. Yeah, that's so, well, the revealing of Clown World to people who don't know about Clown World. You know what I'm saying? That's rough. So, and for those of you who may not have been here before or too often, uh, here we do the deepest of woo. That's just like what it says on the tin, deep woo. We do, I don't do ceremonial magic, although I know about it. I don't I don't do a lot of things. I do natural magic. I do shamanism. I work with nature. Um, I don't belong to any particular religious affiliation. I do believe in spirituality completely, that there is a God, but I believe that I am God, and so are you, and so are we all. And I say every single show, we are divine. I am divine. You are divine. We are divine. That's all there is to it. We are God looking at God. We are God interacting with God. Even the people you don't like, there's God in there somewhere. And, sometimes I will even, when I'm having trouble with it, and I still have my times. Sometimes I have to say to myself, how do I find the God in this? Where is God in this? God, hello, God, where are you? Show me the God in this, please. You know, because sometimes it doesn't seem that way. But nothing can get away from God because God is everywhere, everything. So you can't really get back to God because you can't really get away from God. You can trick yourself and fool yourself into thinking you've gotten away. You can give yourself that illusion, but you can't get away. So, and you can't get away from the fact that ultimately, even though we've been tricked to not realize it, we are the power. We are, there is the divine consciousness, the overarching divine consciousness, but we've been given the power, actually. You just don't know it. And that's the story of Dragonfly that I've told a bunch of times, is that Coyote tricked Dragon, this magical being, a magical and wise being, into proving that it could turn itself into a little bug. And so Dragon turned itself into a little bug, and Coyote said, "Oh, but you're not really a bug because you're a dragon. You can turn back anytime you want to, so you can't really turn into a bug." See, Dragon said, "Well, I can do that." Problem is, Coyote didn't remind Dragon that Dragon was a dragon. The bug just left him that way. Coyote's like that. You gotta watch Coyote. Let me tell you, gotta watch Coyote. That is the way that Native Americans perceive it. She's the trickster. And a lot of times we'll use your ego against you. Okay. We'll trick you through your ego. But interestingly enough, in the Native American legends, there is a creature that can defeat trickster, and that is woman. You know, and why is it that woman can defeat trickster, you may ask? And I suppose there are various opinions, but I think it's partly because we're so used to dealing with, you know, how many tricks get pulled on you when you're a woman, right? I don't know. Maybe it's experience. I'm not sure. But I really think because we deal with men so much, right? We have to deal with men. And tricky people, it's like people are always trying to play tricks on you. So for some reason, I don't know. It's just, I mean, nature plays a very interesting trick when you hit puberty, right? But of course, it plays an interesting trick on everybody. But it's not really a trick. It's actually necessary for life to go on, but it sure feels sometimes like a trick, doesn't it? So, but yeah, that's true. It's like the creature that can actually whip Coyote is a woman. In the stories, it's who whips Coyote. Everybody else gets fooled. Sometimes it's even a young girl. And usually when it's a young girl, she gets temporarily misled and then figures it out. So, yeah, we need exactly. Women have had to, through the years, learn a bit about psychology to survive, to keep going. Yeah, because, you know, and it was funny, I was just thinking about it today, is people talk about how young women get when they get in there, you know, when they get into puberty. And I mean, how they kind of, a lot of them get sort of sullen and dissatisfied and, you know, kind of weird, kind of hard to deal with. Well, I was thinking, but, you know, that's about the time you're starting to realize a few things. That what it means to be female, a woman, yeah, you're going to have a visitor every month. Might hurt too, pretty bad. There's not much you can do about it. But if you want to stop that cycle, the way that can happen is, well, you can get pregnant. But then all kinds of weird things happen to you that you can't control once you get pregnant. I think this is part of some of the problems we're having now is, you know, we kind of shine people on about what life is like here. And then they hit a certain point and it's like, wait a minute, you didn't tell me about this. You know, you didn't tell me this part. Whereas you grow up in a more natural society where things are a little bit more in your face, you know, when you probably were helping, you know, you were assisting deliver babies and stuff, when you were learning things at your mother's knee, when you were not sent off to school, you know, to learn a bunch of crap, regurgitate a bunch of crap back and you know, call it an education. Back in the day, and still in societies where you learn a lot, you know, learn some stuff. You know, and then in the societies where things happen more naturally, um, where you know, see life happen. Um, so you kind of then are more prepared. But I think a lot of times people just aren't prepared for what it's going to mean. And I don't think men necessarily are either, but for them, it's a little less, how can I say it? They don't end up bleeding every month, for instance, you know? I mean, tell me that that's not different, way different, you know, and um, this is something that we really need to explain, you know, to people. Yeah, there are some inequities in life. There are some differences. Now, it's a wonderful, miraculous superpower that we have, but we kind of pay for it too. So, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we kind of have to grow up, I think, a little sooner than guys. And we do. I mean, that's the way that things stack up as women grow up before men do. And probably because we have to, you know, it's just necessary. So, and these things are just not properly explained to people. So, you know, I was 9 when things started happening. I had no clue, nothing. I was terrified. I thought I was and might be dying. Oh, geez. You know, I'm trying to not be indelicate here, but I mean, you know, it's a difference. The guys go through their own things, but that's I think that's why men always have these used to have these really grueling turn in men kind of rituals as opposed to women. Women, you kind of are going through your, you know, it's a whole different thing for women. Men usually have some kind of, you know, test of power and skill and endurance and pain and whatever. And women, we get that naturally. That comes along and hits us, right? Naturally. So we already have that. We don't really need to do that. And actually, women did not go to sweat lodges in the old days. It was not considered something a woman had to do. It was not considered to be for women at all because women had that monthly cleansing, that monthly overturn. It was for men only. It wasn't because there was something bad about it. It was because women were not considered to really need it. So that's the way things were in an earlier time with the Native Americans, for instance. They just saw things differently. People around the world, oh, they see things differently. They've had to adapt to nature, how nature works, and how human nature works. So, but we're about to have some new stuff going on. I think we'll be seeing all kinds of new ways of things happening. I mean, the changes that I have seen so far blow my mind. And I say we keep setting our intentions to jump to the next nearest better timeline, to do our quantum jumping and jump into the next nearest better more positive, brighter timeline. And it seems like it's been working because we have moved the timeline up. So and I've watched it move up. So we have moved it up, and we've even managed to avoid some things. Some things have actually gotten healed. I can see that. It's gonna take some time yet, but some things are actually getting healed. So it is happening. And it gives me lots of hope. And it should give you lots of hope too. I know it's hard to see though. It's really hard to see sometimes. Okay, I'm going to give people a little more time to shuffle in. I'm going to run the intro and I'll be right back with you. I'm going to change the lighting and everything because this glary lighting is really annoying. I think it makes me look awful. I like to be pink and purple instead. Okay, so I'm going to run that. I'll be right back. So anyway, spring. Spring is all about new life. And the rites of spring are all about new life. So if you're not planning on motherhood, literal motherhood, you can still nurture ideas, plans. And I keep getting, one of the cards that keeps flying out of the deck for me is the Empress. And I'm still asking exactly why. There could be a lot of reasons why the Empress comes flying out of the deck for me. And that does represent nature, the goddess, the divine mother, as well as pregnancy. I know I'm not pregnant unless it's, I'm going to have a divine birth or something. I don't think so. Stuff like that. So I'm not sure, but I think it probably has something to do with the fact that we are birthing something new. And I am helping to birth that. I don't know why I came in as a woman this time. I don't always come here as a woman. I don't always show up as a woman. I've actually showed up here a lot of times as a man, but I had to be a woman this time. And one of the things that's come up is that it's women that are the midwives. Women are the ones that birth. No matter whether, people in the street or on a campus can really define what a woman is, I hate to tell you, but women are the ones that give birth, honey. Hasn't changed. So, thank you, Linda. Yes. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe if you do like the show, if you do decide you like this show. And remember, this is just tips, tricks, and hacks for playing that massively multiplayer total immersion holofractal VR learning game called Life on Planet Earth, and has absolutely nothing to do with real life, which takes place outside the Matrix. And guess who's here to put in his lovely guest appearance? I don't know, can you see him? Little knucklehead. Call him Knucklehead. Mommy, I'm not a knucklehead. You know I'm the star, the real star of the show. He's right here. Right there. Purring for his adoring fans. Right there he is. Okay, baby. I think I got to see him. I'm getting him in there. Hard to make sure I'm aiming it right. So, my little Lyran assistant is right here with me. Okay. So, I'm still in my apartment having to wear comfy, warm sweaters. The weather is still up and down, and although it was a lot warmer, it's also wetter. So it is getting warm pretty quickly. Cowboy was right, though. It was spring a while back. This is actually very springy weather, and wet and rain is spring. That's very springy. I mean, we certainly need the water. We didn't get a whole lot of snow, and which is fine with me. I have an issue of my own I could maybe use a little help with. If anybody understands, let me see if I can get this camera back just a little so you cannot count my nose hairs. Okay, that might be a little better. Don't count my nose hairs, please. Anyway, they're not that beautiful. What am I saying? My nose hairs are beautiful. You remember Barry? He used to always talk about his nose hair. Boy. Haven't seen him in a while. Hope he's okay. So basically, we're going to have to get used to the fact that the constant for a while is going to be just a lot of change. And yet, I know we've gone so far, and just as it looks like things are going to tip over and finally change, they get pulled back, right? The timeline gets pulled back. Is so and so finally going to be impeached? That kind of thing. Is anybody going to ever pay for their crimes and actually be taken in for their crimes? So far, we haven't seen a whole lot of that. We've just seen a few. And then it's been very sketchy surrounding that, right? It's hard to spring forward, it's just like this is such a bad tangle. And I almost think we need sort of a Gordian knot. For those of you who are not familiar with that, I believe it was Alexander that came and untied the Gordian knot by just taking a sword and cutting right through it. It was basically a knot that was impossible to untangle. And the person who untangled it was going to be a great ruler. I think that was the legend, the way the legend went. And Alexander the Great just came along and cut it. Tech was trying to untangle this thing, right? So, oh, your gums are throbbing. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, Linda. Yeah, I'm going to, yeah, play it back later. I'm going to have some healing stuff go on. So we'll send you some. Hi, James Ortiz. How you doing? You feeling a little better? Or I expect this is, like I said, this is new moon. It's a change over time. I have been feeling it. Wanted to get outside today. It was one of my main things I was going to do. Got busy, never did it. Never did get myself outside. And I was planning on being outside most of the day. But that did not happen. So that's going to happen another time, and I'm going to probably end up having to record it and put it up rather than try and do it live. To show you some of the things that are going on here in spring. So one of the things that you heard me do last time is a sort of a singing chant for people. What? Meow what? You have something to say? Say it right there, pal. Okay. I don't know. It's sort of a singing chant that we did that we used to do to help people. And since James Ortiz is here and Linda is here, I would like you to join me in singing our song that we used to do. See, having your name's vibration is very healing. And so we use the vibration of your name, your your given birth, your birth name, and that calls pieces of your spirit back to you. Okay, so that's what we're doing when we're singing this. And it's really simple. You just insert the person's name, very simple tune. And we did this for hundreds of people, and it helps. It helps get them back into themselves and eases things. So I'm going to teach it to you. Even though I did it last time, I'm going to now teach it to you so that you can use it if you need to. And it is, but you need the person's actual name. Okay, for Linda. Well, then we're going to do James, okay? So this is the way it goes. Linda, Linda, we all love you. Linda, Linda, we all love you. Linda, Linda, we all love you. One in the light. Linda, Linda, Linda. Hi, Mary Wins. So that's pretty easy. I'm gonna now do it for James Ortiz. Of course, you say the name 3 times at the end, and you know what that means. Things done in 3. Okay. So it's not just squared, it's cubed. Okay, 2 times is squared, 3 times is cubed. Energy cubed. Okay? James, James, we all love you. James, James, we all love you. James, James, we all love you. One in the light. James, James, James. Sometimes something that simple can call a person back. And I guess there are anecdotes of this even being used for people in a coma. So, to the shamanic mind, there is such a thing as soul loss, where you leave a piece of your total energy in some other place, or sometimes it gets stolen, so to speak, taken by somebody, or absconded with. People can slide it out from under you. Now, on a bigger scale, this is, of course, you allowed that to happen. But on a smaller scale, in a more human way of looking at it, you you had it stolen. People do try and suck your power and take bits of your energy from you and try to keep them for themselves. This is known, a known thing among shamans. And sometimes, though, you just leave a piece because you are so traumatized by something. And a lot of times this happens through trauma. Either that, or occasionally it also happens because wherever you left it seemed to be much nicer place than where you are now. So, um, there are different ways that people lose bits of themselves, of their total energy. So, but that was seen as soul loss and soul fragment. And so back in the old days, and still today, the shaman would ride on the drum, which means the rhythm of the drum, would use the rhythm of the drum beat to ride into the dream time, find out where the missing soul piece was, and bring it back and put it back into the person, back and make it once again available to you. And it's so weird because I had just read a book on it. And, I read exactly one book when this happened on it. And I remember not being sure, thinking, wow, well, that's familiar. That kind of makes sense. But thinking to myself, I don't know about this. Is this real? Is that true? I mean, could that be? Well, don't you know? And this was the way things were going at the time for me. I mean, when I was being trained, a lot of times it was just like, and it wasn't that it was new information. I mean, I look back on it now and I realize it wasn't really new information. My soul knew that already. Okay. This was just reminding me, oh, yeah, you have the power to do this. But I didn't know that at the time. Don't you know? I was on the psychic fair circuit at that time. And the first warm, oh, I remember this. And it was dark and it was wet and not many people coming to the fair. And it was just a miserable day to go out. and didn't have a whole lot of people. And yet, in a way, it was good because that gave me more time to give to this woman who really needed help. Wouldn't you know? Now, okay. Is that all you have to say? Okay. Just letting me know you're going to take up station over here now. Okay. Yeah, so she came in and I started the reading, and much to my surprise, and she looked very distraught, very sad. Much to my surprise, as I'm doing the reading, I'm talking about, oddly enough, it looks like there's a soul loss here. She starts crying. I see a little girl. I start seeing a little girl. I start telling her what I see. And I start seeing a little girl with a toy. I described the toy. She was holding her. It wasn't a teddy, it was another kind of toy. But she was holding her little toy, and she was looking at me and she was saying, I don't know when my mommy will ever come home. Will she ever come home? I miss her. I want my mommy, like that. Do you know what happened to my mommy? Where's my mommy? Like that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a soul piece. And it was gray and raining at that point, too, for her. She was in this gray, rainy environment. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is a soul piece. And yeah, the mother had started to cry and she goes, oh, my daughter. I said, is she passed on? No, she's 12, but I said, she looks about 8 here. She says, that's when it happened. It's like, yes, she changed entirely. And I'm like, well, she wonders what happened to you, where you went. What happened? You know? Um, and she said, I left her alone with my boyfriend. I had to go to work and I let him watch her. And when I came back, she was different. She's never been the same for 4 years. Now she's 12. She's angry. She used to be such a happy child, so friendly. She became angry. She became quiet, and she became isolated. And she says, and it's just been terrible. And so that was her problem. So I said, I think this is her. And so I had a guide, and I've had many that helped me do my work. And one of them, and he was a bear. He was a friendly bear, kind of teddy bear looking guy, like a big, fluffy teddy bear. But a bear, more kind of in between a real bear and a teddy bear. But a very friendly guy is the way he usually appeared. And children liked him. He was basically one of those beings that look after children. And I used him to help me with child spirits, crossing them over and so on. Um, so I looked at her and I said, honey, your mom misses you too. If you want to go see your mom, you're going to have to go with us. Do you trust me? She says, "Yes, you seem like a nice lady." I said, "Good, because you're going to have to trust me. I know where your mommy is. Now you're going to have to follow my friend here. He's going to take you home, okay?" And I had read that the old time shamans used a soul catcher, which was an object that they would store the soul piece or energy in, and then use that to carry it back out of the dream time and into this world, and then replace it in the person. So I had also read that blue lace agate had the energy of a young girl, was the energy similar to that of like a young girl. It's a beautiful, delicate blue, lacy uh, stone, light blue, real pretty. You know, women used to wear light blue. That was the color. Um, Women used to wear. That used to be the female color. Was, you know, blue. Oddly enough, it wasn't always pink. So I took a piece of lace agate that I had because I kept little stones to give away with every reading. And I said, "Okay, you guys walk into here and we'll get you home." So I gave it to her mother. I wrapped it up. I said, "Hand this to your daughter and then come back and tell me." We had a little bit of a time trying to heal mom because mom was in a bad way too. And we did. We managed to get mom feeling better. But um, I said, make sure that she touches this. Don't have anybody else touch it before she touches it. Okay. So, and then she went home, she paid, she went home. I didn't see her for a while. Um, but when I did see her again, she said, "I have to tell you what happened." She was in her room like usual, quiet, barely said hello to me. I just put it on her nightstand and walked away and sat down. And 5 minutes later, she came walking in with this in her hand and said, "Mommy, can I sit on your lap?" Which was a total shock because she hadn't wanted anybody to touch her for 4 years. And then she just wanted to be held. For a long time, she sat on her mother's lap being held, and her mother rocked her back and forth. And it was very emotional. Let's put it that way. Very emotional. She says, "I may write a book about this." I don't know if she ever did, but she said, "I really want to thank you for that." She said, "I have my daughter. It's like I have her back again. She's like she used to be. She's the child she used to be. She's happier now. She can play now. She wants to be loved. She wants to be cuddled. She wants to spend time with me now. And um, she's not quiet and sullen anymore. It's like having my girl back." And I said, "Because she is back." Whatever happened that day, and I didn't see what happened that day, whatever happened that day, she felt abandoned and she got stuck there. And when she was put back together, she was herself again. So this is what I mean when I say someone's lost a soul piece. So this is the lesson of what a soul piece is. And it happens quite often. And Not all shaman are that gentle about putting your soul piece back. Oh no. There are ceremonies that are much more dramatic than that. For getting a soul piece back. Um, and maybe one day I'll tell those stories too. But if you have soul pieces that are gone and need to be replaced, you will usually have some clue because it's when you changed. It's when things changed for you. It's when you know. People use terms like, I was beside myself. I left a piece of myself there. I was scared out of my skin, and things like that. Because really, you were knocked out of your abbey. There was a piece of you knocked out of your abbey, knocked out of your reach. Really, it's very hard to describe how the shamanic three worlds work. The shamanic three worlds are in dream time. Dream time touches this reality and also touches the land of dreams. It is an in-between state where you're neither awake nor asleep, where most shamans operate. There are three worlds. The middle world, which is much like this place. The above world, which is very ethereal. The below world, which is very earthy. Somewhere in these three worlds, we leave pieces of ourselves from time to time, usually from trauma. If you are missing a piece like that, it will cause you to lose part of your energy. You'll be different. Your life was never the same after, and I think this is a lot of times why we hear they were never the same after the accident. It happens all the time. Okay, so I felt like I had to explain all that. From time to time I do, because then you understand how important it is to have your soul pieces back. If you had a terrible fright, a terrible time, a terrible pain, terrible something that segmented that fractured that little piece off, sometimes it's a rather large piece, and made it inaccessible to you. Of course, from the old time way of looking at it, you left it in one of those three worlds. Or somebody absconded with it and took it to one of the three worlds and is holding it there. If that happened, then getting it back, you will get back what you are missing from that time. But then, when you get that soul piece back, in order to keep hold of it, you have to both welcome it, love it, and live with or adjust to or heal whatever made it go. Okay? Whatever the trauma was that made it leave, you need to heal that part. So, this is why shamans do soul retrievals. And this is why the concept of the soul retrieval is so important. So, I've shown you a very, very simple way to start calling pieces of your soul back, or to help somebody else get pieces of their soul back. But there are other ways too. A lot of times, if you're having trouble, sometimes you can just call it back yourself. You can just say, oh my goodness, I had quite a startle there. And realize it and say, get back here. Come back here. Or go into meditation, find it, comfort it, and say, come back. We're okay, we're fine. But if that isn't working for you, then you need some professional help from a shaman. And so that is the kind of work we do from time to time. And it's very important work because in this society that we're living in this world that we're living in, we get traumatized a lot here in this matrix. We really get traumatized a lot. It's part of the training. It's part of the curriculum, I guess, at this point. Now, this is going to be changing. It's not going to be as traumatizing in the future. We're not going to have to learn in such a traumatic way, I feel. Okay. There's been some others who have seen this too, that we'll have other options available to us. Oh, let me see. I'm missing some chat here. Kyanite is light blue and white. So pretty. Yes, kyanite. I have some kyanite around somewhere. I have probably one of everything somewhere in my collection of stones. I have a bunch of them. If I can only remember what all of them. As a matter of fact, I have a kind of unusual. I have some charoite beads I'm going to be making stuff with if anybody wants something made out of. I have angelite right now. My beads that I have are some very nice and kind of unusual ones, along with the amethyst and the turquoise, which are very healing. I have some kind of unusual stuff like ruby zoisite, which is a beautiful, emerald green and ruby red, it's actually sort of a rose red. Rubies are. It's not a bright red usually. It's usually more of a rosy colors or, I have some angelite, which is a sort of a bluey purple, blue purple, sort of a periwinkle color. I have some aquamarine, some smoky quartz, which is fairly common, but it's good for so many things. All of the quartzes are really handy. Funny thing is, I don't have very much rose quartz on hand right now. I'm going to have to get a hold of some. But I'm making jewelry, and I'm wearing a piece that it's got a nice chunk of amethyst. And the cool thing about this amethyst is it's a double terminated cluster. Now, the thing about a double terminated crystal is as a crystal grows, it usually grows inside a geode, and it's a one-way growth, right? It's coming inward toward the center of the geode is where it's growing. So the energy's one way, directed out towards the tip. So with a double terminated, it grew in some soft medium where it could grow both ways. So the energy flow can go both ways, to and from. So it's a special kind of crystal. Now, this happens to be a cluster of double terminated crystals. And that's why I'm wearing it tonight. You love rocks and stones? Yeah. If you would like, I have some more of these. I have some very nice stones. If you would like a custom piece made, please get in touch with me at oceandiana@gmail.com, or some of you can just call me, and I'll make a special piece for you. But let me see if I can get my banner up so that you can get a hold of me. There. Okay, so that's how you can get a hold of me. But yeah, I make mine Mine are different from the way most people make stuff. I can just make you a nice pendant with some rocks hanging down, or I can do this link work that you can't really see very well. I have to take a picture and show you that way, but yeah, I'm doing this link work, which they're on segments. The different beads are on segments hooked together to form a chain. So that way I can like add and subtract and move the beads around in the sequence when I want to with just a little pair of pliers. So let me know if you have something particular in mind. And I might be able, if it's some unusual thing, I might be able to get those beads and get them and make it for you, because I am going to do a show where I show you the stones I have uh, uh, to offer right now to make things with. Okay, so let's see. Talked about the rocks, box of rocks. Dumb as a box of rocks? I don't think so. I don't think they're dumb. Some of those rocks are pretty darn impressive. Um, okay, so I think we've got who we're going to get right now. Let's see. Yeah, it's after, yeah, okay. So I'm going to start the clearing energy work segment, although we really did start the energy work segment when we did the singing. If you have somebody else you need sung for, we'll do that too. We'll do that anytime you need that, okay? We can do that on the show. Just tell me. Okay. Well, oh yes, well, they have consciousness. Yes, rocks have consciousness. Gravel is a is a sweetheart. And for some reason I see him over here by gravel. He's a mineral elemental, an earth elemental. And he has said, we love to be of service. He said specifically, I would love to be of service to you. They like having their life purpose fulfilled too. Everything, the elements, the elementals, they like to fulfill their purpose. The angels, they like to fulfill their purpose. People, they like to fulfill their purpose. Everybody likes fulfilling their purpose. Imagine that. So you're not really putting anybody out by using this kind of energy. When you're helping people fulfill their purpose, you're helping beings fulfill their purpose. They're happy about it generally. So when you ask your angels, that are an extension of you, really, to please go do something, you're not putting them out. You're making them happy. Because if they're not doing something, they're bored. They get bored, you know? Send them out to do stuff. Tell them this needs done, that needs done, this person needs help, that person, I need you to help me with this, and they will help you. And the stone elementals and the air elementals and all of the elementals, if you are kind and loving to them, most all of them are perfectly willing to work with you, for just the return of the energy, of the love energy. Many of them, all they really want is the respect and the love energy that you give them. Like I always, when I see Gravel, I always send him the love energy. When I see the cloud beings or hear from the cloud beings, I always send love out to them, and they send love back to me. And generating that feeling of love within yourself and learning to do that whenever you need to is also very important. So I'm going to do a little exercise to help us really focus in on that for spring, because you're going to need this. You can use love as your defense. You can use love as your shield. You can also use it to accomplish things. So let me get prepared. I want to get us prepared, though. We're going to do, before I do that, we should do our expansions. We should do our breathing, our expansions and stuff like that, okay? So yeah, Mary will talk about stones and rocks and everything at some point, and you'll probably love it because I have some unusual stuff. I even have a very, 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 very inscribed record keeper that I just can't even believe how much stuff is inscribed on this. So I'll bring that out too. Okay. Let's start with ohms. Okay, so we'll do our ohms first. Get ourselves all nice and vibrated, sit up straight. When you do your ohms, good to really open up your throat and open up your mouth. Let all of the sounds of the happen, okay? It really helps. Oh, it feels so good. Okay. Okay. Next, we're going to have a good vowel movement. I know, I keep using that joke. We're going to do the vowels because spelling is spelling, and vowels are a promise to God. Vowel. And they start energy, but who's God? I am, and so are you. So vowels actually move energy. Consonants are to stop the energy flow. They're to abbreviate, just not abbreviate it, segment things. That's what consonants do. That's why they're quite often at the beginning or end of the word. So, and the way they are throughout the word kind of tells you how that word is being used. So let's just do some pure vowels. You don't have to do them for as long as you can do them. And every one of them vibrates things in just a little bit different way. Then take a moment to feel it. Just feel how that feels. And if you can't right now, just replay this, or it's just vowels. Just do it when you can do it. See how different you feel afterwards. Okay. Now, let's take our chakras, make sure we push them all the way to the back. We sit up straight, stand up straight, push them all the way to the spine, snap them on our spine, nice and aligned. Just kind of snap them to grid, snap them right on our spine, the way they're supposed to be. Okay, pull ourselves right back into alignment with ourselves. And now let's do our expansion. So relax your muscles. Relax your muscles and allow, just feel the edges of where you are now. And you realize you're a limitless being. You really are. So let yourself expand and unfold out of this little Abby body. Your Abby body should really exist in your spirit, not the other way around. It should really be immersed in your spirit because you are a huge, limitless divine being. Your Abby is just a wonderful and most wonderfully made part of your totality. But you cannot possibly fit your whole self into your Abby. And as soon as you know that, you can be in your Abby and grounded, but also be everywhere in the universe and know that you are. So let yourself just uncrinkle, okay? Because a lot of us, we tense up. And when we tense our bodies up, we're crinkling ourselves up, crinkling up our energy. And so as we let ourselves expand and uncrinkle and get out all the little folds and wrinkles, we are actually allowing also our muscles to relax and our whole body to relax as well. I mean, our little Abbies also get wound up when we're wound up. So let's just let everything uncrinkle now. Let it all expand and just So your body is just kind of floating in your spirit. And your spirit is vast. And you can see as you expand beyond Earth and even beyond our solar system, that really all of the stuff that's going on Earth is very tiny. And you are much greater than that. And hey, there was a guy who said, he who is within you is much greater than the world. There you go. You are really a divine one and much greater than what's going on in the world. So just let yourself feel that and relax into that. You are greater than the world. And remember what the instructions are. Be still and know that I am God. Okay, I am still. And I know that I am God. That's the instructions. I know that I am God. So I sit in the stillness. And if I am God, and you can sit in the stillness and know that you are God, and we are all God. And that solves all kinds of issues, doesn't it? Answers all kinds of questions. We're all God. Very simple. Okay. And let's not forget our dear Mother Earth and our central core sun. We will energize our solar plexus now. And we'll do it to start with. We'll ground. We'll take the nurturing of our mother, who gave us this lovely Abby that we use to interact here. And we send our taproot down, our long taproot down. We send it down and down and down and down, far, 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 far. Many, 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 many miles. Many miles deep. Many, 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 many miles, even further and further and further. Further and further down. Further and further down until we break out into open space and feel the spaciousness and the nurturing of that. Feel the space and the nurturing love that exists there for you. And taking the energy back up into us, all the way back up that root, all the way back up through us. And of course, on up into through our sun, which is a stargate, because all of the suns are gates, to the main central gate, main central sun, and feel the energy there. And bring that on down, on back down, through us, and it back down to Mother, and become that conduit between the earth and the sky that we're meant to be. Those two energies feed our energy, they're a part of our makeup, literally. That male and female energy. The outward and the inward, the inward pull, the outward thrust. That is the way that this place is designed. And we need that energy. We need the polarity. Currently, this is the way it is. I don't know if this will change, but this is the way it is right now. Which also hints at the ones and zeros, the off and on, etc., etc. Now let it collect. Let some of that energy collect in your solar plexus and energize your solar plexus. And then let that feed your other organs up and down your system and your other chakras. The energy in the solar plexus. And I'm going to say put some in your heart. Let some store in your heart. Color of the solar plexus is yellow. So imagine a bright, brilliant, sunny yellow in your middle. Imagine a beautiful green in your heart. Let those colors get very bright and let them spread on down to your sacral plex, which is orange, your root chakra, which is red, and let them light up really bright, and let it also at the same time spread upward to your throat, and oh yes, to your high heart. Your high heart is actually magenta colored. Then there is a tube between your heart and your throat that is turquoise color. Then there's a beautiful silvery blue at your throat chakra and a lovely indigo at your crown chakra, at your third eye and your pineal gland. So let the energy go right up through into there. And if you encounter any blockages, you can, okay, don't push it. If for some reason there's a blockage, that just means you need to work on it, okay, gently. If you try and push it, you might actually hurt yourself. So let the energy just naturally go up in whatever way it goes up. Okay? And it goes up to your third eye, out your crown. Your crown is usually the colors associated with your crown are gold, silver, and purple. Okay. That's the rainbow system. Okay, now you've got them all lit up nicely. It's time to look and see if there's anything dark, and just take your astral hands, your etheric hands, your etheric appendages, and clear them out. Just clear them out. They're just, all of that dark stuff is just junk. You can drop it. Drop it in a pit, a great big pit. It'll go for fertilizer. Just create a great big pit there to drop all that negative stuff in. It can go to fertilizer to fertilize the plants, okay? Because it's just fertilizer. And let the little beings in the earth break it down and make it food instead of hurting you. It may take a few minutes to do this. And if you're having trouble with something, you may need to take a little bit longer or ask for help. There are many beings who are happy to help you. Your angels, your guides, who are your family and also fractals of you. Okay? Don't be afraid to call on yourself. Other versions of you. You all have a version, for instance, of Yeshua, the one they call Jesus. You all have a version. Yeah. You all have a version of Mary, too. You all have a version of everybody, really. Saint Germain of the violet ray. You can use the violet fire to burn through any blockages or darkness that you have. It's a beautiful violet color, like you see on the wall behind me here. Okay, this beautiful violet color with hints of this pink that you see, this is the color of the violet flame. And yes, Saint Germain and Holy Amethyst are part of the ray that I work with. Okay, I mean they are masters of the ray. We haven't gotten into the masters of the rays yet, but I use this one quite a bit. And I should get into, I am going to have to prepare something soon with the talking about the different rays. They're actually frequencies of light, and the violet one in specific is transmutation. The purple is transformation, but the violet is transmutation. The violet has a little bit more blue in it. Okay. The violet is mostly associated with amethyst. That's why his divine counterpart is often called Holy Amethyst. So if you have an amethyst, that's great. You can use an amethyst for this, and I'm feeling that we need to do this. You could call on the violet fire without that, though. The violet flame can happen without that. You just imagine it in your mind. Or you can imagine a piece of amethyst. You can call it forth in your mind and use that if you don't have a piece. So let the violet fire, which does not hurt you and does not hurt your energy, all it does is transmute all that's heavy and dark into light. That's what its purpose is. Let it now blaze through all of your chakras. Let it blaze through all of your energy systems. Let it blaze through all 9 layers. And light up everything that's dark. Blaze it through every situation in your life if you're feeling sick, if somebody is bothering you, if there's a situation you just can't seem to get it to move or solve and it's heavy and it's dark, or if you're in a heavy, dark mood, the violet flame can help you get out of that. which is why I use it so often. And instead of just getting rid of it, it transmutes it into something useful. So if you cannot, if there's some things you just can't, they're sticking to you. That's why I have you dump things in a hole to be turned into fertilizer. It's a transmutation process. It's how we transmute. Everything in nature was meant to be recycled. Everything. Everything in nature recycles. So this stuff too, this energy is meant to be recycled when you're done with it. Okay. So, and I'm sending, I have so much. I am sending it out to anybody who is having trouble calling it. I send it out to you right now. I send it out to you. I send it out to you. Please receive the beautiful violet flame which burns away all impurities, transmuting lead to gold, transmuting all that is heavy and dark to brilliant, bright, and very lustrous, beautiful gold. This is the alchemy. This is the ray of alchemy. Saint Germain was an alchemist when he was in a body, before he became an ascended master. Get both of my hands on there. Interesting, one of my hands is dark and the other one's light. Isn't that interesting? Because of the shadows. How interesting. Here's the two polarities. Okay. Just let that go through all of you, all of your systems. You can continue this. You can continue this. Just we'll set it for to be there as long as it needs to be. How's that? And then it will end when it naturally ends, when it's done doing its work for the day. Okay? That's how we'll set it. As I say it, so it is. As I speak it, so it is. So be it. As I speak it, so it is. As I speak it, so it is. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. Here you go. And I can feel I have some stuff it's working on. And you know, I really wonder sometimes the flowers of spring, if you think of it, what colors are they? The colors that you see in spring. The first colors that you see, usually the first thing you see when the snow is even still on the ground, is the crocus. And the crocus is violet and gold, right? Those are the first flowers to come up. The first flowers to come up are dandelions and violets. And also these little white, and white is another color that you'll see come up. These are the first colors of spring, usually, right? Green, violet, gold, and white. which are the colors of your crown chakra. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that beautiful? White always in heraldry stands for silver. So literally, silver, gold, and violet. Crown chakra. In spring. There you go. So as you go out and see those beautiful colors, and then of course the green that starts to come into it, that's your heart. So the gold is also the sunny sunshine. Ah, yes, the golden, lovely sunshine. Oh, wow, it wants to come in too. It really wants to come in a big way. All right. Let's beam that sun energy. The golden energy. Just send it out, send it through. Take some for yourself, send it on into the world, all of these things. If you have any kind of issue going on, the violet flame can be used for anything, pretty much, to change it, to transmute it. Okay. And this golden light, wow. And they say sunlight is purifying, it's sterilizing, it's is also energizing for growth. So a lot of times when you would be cleaning, you would set things out in the air and the sun would help to clear whatever was on something. So, wow, I'm seeing all kinds of things. So, James, that's great. You've got a new employee that's really good. So glad. Yes, we've been trying to send you, and it looks like it's working. We've been trying to send you some good people to help you. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Well, good. Oh, I forgot to do our breathing. We can do our breathing now. We probably need some, would probably help to have, let's put some air in our lungs. I'm going to do the count. 4 in, 6 out. Okay? It doesn't take very long, really. I'll count for you. Okay. In breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 1, 2, 3. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 1, 2, 3. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 1, 2, 3. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax. Take another deep breath. Breathe it all the way out. Relax. Okay. Now you have some air in you. That's always good. Some oxygen in your blood. And yeah, it is. Yes. It is midnight right now. We're actually 3 minutes after. It's 1, 2, 3. Go. It's really funny because after my world imploded and I moved into a place that literally the address was 1, 2, 3. It's like, wow. Which is actually 5, which is change. Oh, are you taken off? Okay. Thank you so much for being here, Patricia V. Hope to see you, yes, on the next live. Yep. And it's almost 2 hours here. So we're going to be wrapping it up fairly soon, unless there is some particular stuff that you want to work on. I wanted to do a card reading for the future tonight. If you want to stick around for that, we can do that. I'm fine with that. Or we can wait until next time. I think, or maybe we can do it both nights. Because yeah, we've got a few minutes left. I think I can still do it. I wanted to do some clearings. Let me quickly see. Oh yes. Oh yes. Some of this, yes, I'm gonna have to do next time, I think. Okay, because Spirit just took me in a whole different direction than I expected. We got into soul retrievals, which I didn't know we were gonna do. Okay, I had no idea that was going to be the main thing tonight, and the violet flame. I didn't know. But that is just why I only loosely plan the show, is because sometimes universal consciousness wants to take it a little different way than I expect. Okay. I need all the woo I can get. I see. Okay. Need all the woo I can get. And I need all the love I can get. And I need all the love that I can't get to. What song was that? And I need all the love I can get. And I need all the love that I can't get to. Yeah. There's some of us that woo is what we want and what we do and what we need. And we just need it. It's like oxygenating the air, isn't it? It's like uh, nutrition, really. You need to feed your spirit too. You really do. Yeah, I can't remember what it is. I have to see if I can look it up. Yeah, we need to be fed. Our spirit needs fed. And too often we can't really get it from church, you know? Um, or we get the wrong kind of feed. We need energy. We need the pure energy. We need the pure healing energy, the love, not the dogma, not the rhetoric, not the bullshit, none of that. We need the real energy, the pure energy, pure light, the pure frequency, the pure sound. That's what we need. We don't need all of this claptrap. Okay, we don't need all of this indoctrination and crap. We don't need it. We don't need it. We need the pure frequency, pure energy of the frequencies. Yes, that's what we need. The pure love, because that is what we get from our mother and our father. Our divine mother and father give us pure love, untainted love, unconditional love, all the time, free, completely free. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to sacrifice anything. You don't have to give up your will in any way. It's just there. It's free. It's all the time, constantly on tap. You can do it. You can tap right into it anytime. Isn't that comforting to know? And they don't expect a thing from you. They just beam it out constantly. If you are of a mind and a position to tap into it, it's always there constantly. We have come to a point in our development where most humans are not automatically tapped in, or we only have a trickle. We only have just enough to get by. We don't have it like a fire hose. Okay, we don't have barrels and barrels and gallons and but that's what we need. So just allow that in. Allow that love from your parents, your real parents, to just nourish you. Feed all of those parts of your body that are sick. Actually, yes, we are doing healing. We are doing healings right now. I can feel, yeah. Let that get into all of the spaces that hurt. Let that get into all of the spaces that are constricted. You have a specific place, send it right there. Let it concentrate and pool there. It's interesting. Robert Lipton, who was a cellular biologist for many years before he was a metaphysician, said it was very simple. Put cells in a sick environment, they get sick. You put them in a healthy environment, they get healthy again. And that's all there is to it. A sick environment will make them sick. Well one will make them well. Nurturing environment will make them grow. Put yourself in a nurturing environment. Allow yourself to get healthy and grow. Oh, really? Fire hose sync. You just got a fire hose. Oh, cool. Yes, soul food, spirit nourishment. Yes, we need to nourish our spirit just as much, if not more, because we just don't do it enough. We just don't let it happen. We we do. We're so careful. Some of us are just so careful about what we eat, right? And when to eat and what to eat and make sure it's pure and all of that. How about our energy body? What do we do about it? Starve it most of the time. Most of the time, we are starving that poor thing. Let it eat its fill. Let it absorb what it needs right now. And see your light body glowing as bright as the sun from this influx of energy. And then see it glowing brighter until the brightness fills up your whole third eye field of vision. And it's a beautiful and clear brightness that illuminates things instead of obscuring. It doesn't obscure, it illuminates. It lights everything up. Oh my goodness. Oh, that feels good. Oh, yes. Ah, ha, ha, ha. You're in a public bathroom right now, reading graffiti that says you are love and God. Oh, well, you know what? It's interesting how your environment shifts, isn't it? When you shift your energy, your environment shifts. So you can actually have graffiti on the wall that, instead of for a good time call, what your eyes gravitate to is your love and God. Yeah. Oh, well, the messages are always trying to come to us. And don't discount that. Don't discount that when it happens. It doesn't matter how it comes. It doesn't matter how the message comes. The messenger doesn't matter. It can be anything. It's still a message. Yes. The messenger is a secondary thing. It can be anything. It can be anyone. So I think the universe is talking to you. I'm getting such an influx of energy right now. I'm getting such a whoosh. It's like it just wants to pour in. It's just like Niagara Falls or something trying to pour through me. I'm going to turn my palms up. But honestly, it feels like I'm just, yeah, feels like a lot's running through. I need the air. Hang on. I need to flood my body with air. Hang on. Oxygen. Yes. Okay. Good. Wow. Everything's tingling. Ah, I'm just letting it pump out whatever it wants to pump out. Okay. 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 Is that enough for now? Okay. That's enough for now. Remember, you can tap into this yourself anytime you want. It has absolutely nothing to do with anybody else. You don't need an intermediary. I'm only here to help you. I'm only an intermediary for as long as you need me. Maybe just to get you started. Maybe just to get you in shape used to it. Eventually, you're going to do all this yourself and probably a lot more. So, I'm only here helping. So, this energy that you're feeling is your energy. It's free for you. I'm hearing a tone in my ears, so I think I'm being spoken to. Sounds like, yeah, I am. I'm getting, yeah, it's getting louder. I know it's not tinnitus. I know better than that. So if you are hearing tones in your ears that you know are not the outside world, go ahead and let them tell you things. Wow. It's like a big lens opened. I'm not sure. It's like something opened. What is it? Is it a portal? Is this a portal? I think it is. Yes. All right. Okay, guys. Everything on the up and up. Am I supposed to go through this? Okay. You want to join me? It's right here. Is this to the next phase? Whatever that is. Much better than here. All right. I'm in. I'm in. Oh, that was interesting. Instead of me walking through it, it came through me. That was very interesting. I haven't had that happen. Oh, that was a strange one. Are you guys playing with me? What's going on? My left side. There's a problem in my left side. Okay. Can you help me with that? Okay. Thank you. That's a person attached to my left side. and I couldn't see it until this. I see. Okay. Can we get them back to where they belong, please? Whoever or whatever that is, get them to where they belong. Wherever that is, whoever that really belongs to, it doesn't belong to me. Wow, that would explain a lot. I didn't know that was there. Okay, yeah, okay. Now we can. Is there anything else? Okay, off of my left arm. Okay, this must be some kind of healing portal. Okay, let's get that wherever it belongs. Okay, that too. Something in my spine. Okay. Okay, it's a healing portal. If you choose to walk in, there are beings there that are going to help remove your problems and your ailments. We've been granted something very special. It's a healing portal. Thank you. Wow, that's a very big gift. That's a very big gift. There you go. Wow. I hope you can feel this. They're helping me. So I'm getting attended to. I'm getting some healings and upgrades right now. So if you can see that, if you can visualize that portal, go through and get your healings. If you can't do it this moment, that's okay. You can replay this. It'll still be there. So a healing portal has been opened for us, and I think that's something we ought to be grateful for. Thank you so much. We need it. We really need the backup. It's been a rough ride here. As well, you know, we certainly complain about it so much. But yeah, it's a rough ride here. This is a rough school. This is a tough school, but you can get through it. Okay. I'm just going to let that go on as long as it needs to go on, as long as they feel it needs to go on, as much work as they feel they can do on me tonight. Um, you just go ahead and keep doing that. That's fine with me. And uh, can I do that reading while I'm getting this done? Okay. That's engaging a different part of me. Okay. are we doing in the timeline? So I'm looking at the seasons. This will be the season spread. It'll be 4 cards in a circle, starting where we are right now with spring. Okay. Gonna put this aside. Get some room here. Get a little more room. Okay. Okay. Yes. In the spring, many choices to make. Yes. It is the 7 of Cups. Many choices. Lots going on here, and we have choices to make. Okay. And it has a Scorpio energy. And also Mercury. And once again, no, that's Venus, sorry. Venus. Venus and Scorpio. This card is the Magician. Summer. Things are going to shift. This is also the Alchemist. This is things shifting. This is things changing. This is magic happening, okay? The Magician. But it can also be a trickster. Looks like summer's going to be very interesting, but it's also a major arcana. The spring dreams is the key word. Okay, so this is all about in the spring. It's just all kinds of multiple choice questions. It's like a multiple choice question test. The summer will be a little clearer. Its key is I have all the resources I need, inner and outer. Wow. So it's telling us we're going to have some changes. I feel we're going to have some changes. Resources. Don't worry. Even though it looks like they're trying to promote scarcity, that's not what's going to happen. They're trying to make us make scarcity. Let's not do it. Let's make abundance. Creativity, action, power, manifestation, skill, magic, work, self-employment. Smooth talker, having the gift of gab, willpower, directing your will, creative visualization, manifesting your desires. We've changed summer. Summer was gonna suck. Remember originally? Not anymore. Summer's not gonna suck now. We did it, you guys. We've jumped right into a much better. This is much better. Much better. Okay, we've done it. We've done it. Summer's going to be much better than it was due to be in the last place. Okay, I'm very excited about this. Very excited. Queen of Cups for fall, for autumn. And that's Neptune. Okay. Neptune energy, watery. The Queen of Cups is a dreamer and very psychic and very emotional female energy. And it says mature, emotional female, security, femininity, loving, warmth, sensitivity, kindness, happiness, intuition, romance, loyal, faithful, shy, easily wounded, pretty, beauty, daydreamer, and psychic. So there's some kind of feminine energy coming in, and it says nurturing. The key on the card says nurturing. Good. So we actually have, wow, this is much better than it was, guys. Let me tell you, much better in the winter. Now, in the winter, there's going to be some stuff going on. Because this is the Ten of Swords. And that means something is ending. Kaputski, down, gone, out. Right there. Ten of Swords. However, okay, the energy is the sun. So it's endings and defeat. It says backstabbing, betrayal, enemies, bitching, bad-mouthing, bitterness, doormat, failure, ruin, collapse, breakdown, exhaustion, inability to cope, curses, rock bottom. So things bottom out next winter. I don't think it's us that are experiencing all of the endings and the bottoming out. I think something collapses that needs to collapse. Let me ask for clarity. Clarification, please. No, we're going to be okay. Because we get 6 of coins, 6 of pentacles, charity and giving. And I'm hearing we will give gifts to each other. We'll be donating to each other because it's gifts, generosity, charity, donation, money, community assistance, support, employment, sharing, kindness, wealth, prosperity, power, authority, control, and investors. And this is a card where somebody wealthy is giving out money. I'm wondering if this could be when the usury banking system finally crashes, really, totally, and we finally get the money we're supposed to be having. That's what might, but it's not a major arcana, though. That's the only thing that bothers me about this. The winter's not a major arcana, it's a minor arcana. That means it's mundane matters. It means it's not vast spiritual matters. The big spiritual card is Magician in summer. So something huge happens this summer. These other cards are of a more mundane nature. So could it be that it looks like something is going to be defeated and money is going to be given out? Interesting. We'll have to see how this plays out. Let me ask for some more clarification. Is there anything more you can tell me about spring? Oh, then we do get a major card. Major Arcana, the Lovers. Major choices. It's still about choices, though. It's still about choices. Love, soulmates, kindred spirits, perfect unions, partnerships, relationships, romance, desire, sexual connections, and shared values. The key says, my personal value systems lead me to love. Okay, so the Lover's card. So it's still about choices, though. It's still about making choices. We have a lot of choices to make this spring. Interesting. What about this summer? Any more on this? Yes, the Knight of Pentacles. Patient, practical, loyal, responsible, persistence, protective, defensive, conservative, stubborn, ambitious, hard worker, prophet, finishing what you start. That's interesting. Knight of Pentacles, and it says routine. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to ask for one more for the autumn clarifier. Oh, and it's a major arcana. Okay, it's the High Priestess. And it says mystery, intuition, inner knowing, self-trust, spiritual insight, emotional stability, divination, esoteric wisdom and knowledge, things yet to be revealed, and spirit guides, which means that we can't know everything about it. There are some mysteries that come up in the fall. This, along with the Queen of Cups, is a very mystical time. Okay, it's going to be very, very mystical, but also nurturing. Well, my inner knowing is the best guide of all. Good for us. Okay, so really, though, in the winter, mundane things are going to crash. I'm not getting a major tarot card there, though. I'm not getting a major arcana. We got a major arcana everywhere but there. So whatever happens in winter, it looks like it's the aftermath or when things finally fall. And I think it's going to probably be, we already are seeing the banking system fall. So that may be when it just totally goes splat, and then money has to be released to everybody. This may be what they're calling Jasara Nasara or whatever. I don't know that I believe in that, but it could be something like that. So it looks like, yes, we have moved things up. We have changed some things up. And I'm very happy to see this. This is a very good reading, but this spring is very pivotal. The decisions we make are going to affect everything. So let's get to manifesting what we want, shall we? Don't worry, I'm going to be here still helping you manifest what you want to manifest. Still helping you keep on track. Mystify me. Right. Okay. So, yes, I'm proud of us too. We have changed things. We have changed, we have jumped ourselves into a much better outcome. And it is moving along. It's moving along. We stay with it. That's what this, sticking with it, making the right decisions and sticking with it. This Knight of Pentacles was a very stable, stalwart guy. And the thing is routine. He's like, get into a routine of doing the right thing. And you know what? On top of the Magician like that, it says to me, get into your magical routine too. develop a magical routine so that you are constantly manifesting what you do desire. Right, where two or more are gathered, exactly. In excess, that's where it is. Mystify me, yes. Tried to email you, but it doesn't come up. I don't know. I don't know. Well, you have my number though, don't you, Linda? Don't you have my number? My phone number? I'm pretty sure I've talked to you before, haven't I? Oh, jeez. I don't know. It should work. Just call me then. I don't know. I'll see if I can figure out what's going on with my email then. Okay. Gee, if anybody's having trouble like that, let me know. We'll find some other way to get together. I am on WhatsApp and I am on MeWe. I'm also on Facebook, but I never go there hardly. Maybe I need to, though. I keep thinking I need to go back there and do a few things. We need to find a platform we can all stand, though, because honestly, I can't hardly stand Facebook most of the time. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, loves. This is actually a great reading. We did it. We did it. We did. We'll keep moving that way. Maybe we can get that winter to even be better than that. We'll keep up our magical routine. We'll establish some kind of magical routine and get ourselves into a very good spot. Just keep going at it. Okay. So it went through. Okay. Okay. Just get in touch with me. You can text me anytime. I'll probably get the text before I get the email or before I get the voicemail. Um, I really want to thank everybody for coming to my channel and being here with me. And it helps keep me on track too, because yeah, I think we do. That is probably one thing we do need to do is establish some kind of magical routine, all of us, so that we can keep the momentum going. And with the mindset that we're going to have some major rewards coming up. It's just Ocean Diana, gmail.com. No numbers. It's a very old one. Okay. And remember, I tell you what I'm going to do. You think about if you have anything else that we need to do before I close it down, because we're 2.5 hours in. If there's anything else that needs to be done, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to close it down and see you on Sunday. And Michelle, if you need to get in touch with me, get in touch with me through the email. And you can also call me if you like. The core group here, you guys, you can call me, okay? Yeah, we are the magicians. Okay. Thank you for coming to my show and participating, and let your light fill the world. Please shine it outward, pay it forward. If however you would like to tip me, that would be paypal.me/Ocean Diana. And like I said, if you want to email me, there it is. Okay. Yes. A book light of, yes, love always wins. Remember, the truth is where you find it. Hope that you're always finding some here. And let the healers heal you. Spirit healers can heal. I don't know if I'm getting physically, spiritually, or both, but they're working on me. I'm very grateful for that. Be thankful for all of this. Be thankful you are who you are. You know a lot more than most people. Imagine that you know so much more than most people do. You know an incredible amount more. Okay, so you're much more well informed and connected than so many people. That is something to truly be happy about and grateful for, that you made the decision and chose yourself to do that. Okay, because you chose you. You're chosen because you made the choice. Okay, you are divine. You are divine creator beings. Create wisely and well. When you dream, dream well and dream big. And let people know that you love them. That's all I'm going to say. Looks like I'll be here once again on Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesdays at least. I'll be looking for other times to come on. And hopefully I'll be on Rumble soon if I can sort that out. I'm trying to get it to where I just move everything to Rumble. So if I ever get that to happen, if I can ever get my whole channel to Rumble, there's ways I am told to do that. Might take some doing, but I'm gonna do that. So we'll just move it to Rumble. I'll still be here, but I'll also be on Rumble. And if anything happens here, well, you know. Okay. Mad, mad world. It's a very, very mad world. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's a very, very mad world. Yeah. They've gone crazy. It's clown world. And they got to play it out until they see how ridiculous it is. We've tried to tell, you know what though? I am seeing it. Things that we've tried to tell them, they're starting to see it now. People are dropping over. News people are dropping over. Pilots are crashing planes because of this. thing that they foisted off on everybody, that they talked people into, this experiment. They're seeing it now, and it ain't pretty, but they're going to see it. And once they see it, people are going to be pretty upset. Right. Tuesday. What? That's weird. Okay. I'm on Mondays. I'm on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. I'm looking for other times. So far, it hasn't quite worked out. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 10:10 usually. Unless we have a guest that needs it to be a different time. Like Paul. He needs it to be earlier. Needs it to be more like 8. So that's what we do. So that's why. Okay. And I do have to sometimes struggle with StreamYard. I don't know, and YouTube, and it's just part of running a channel that, like I said, I could use some help. I'd like to manifest some help, please. The channel. Can you send me some help with this channel? Anyway. Yeah. And then Sunday, what? You couldn't find me Monday, then Tuesday it says I was on. It's so tired of that. Right? That pisses me off. But if you go to my channel and go to streams live, I think if it says live, I think you can go there and hit live and get them, all of the lives. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, they've done some strange things to me. There's people I can't find that are supposedly on, but I can't find them. And there's a lot of people that had to change their channel name or start a new channel because they had stuff happen. So, stuff is going on. It isn't right, but we have to put up with it a little bit longer. That's why I'm trying to get some other things going. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, you will. And then I'm going to try and get John up in here. He says it's probably going to be on a Sunday. So it's probably going to have to be an earlier time for him because he works. Yes, you do at the View. Yes, do you at the View. Okay. And there was no sign of me. Yeah, that happens to me too. It'll just completely screw up everything I'm texting. There's sometimes I go into a chat and I can't chat. I can't effectively hardly chat because it keeps changing everything. Really screwy. Yeah. Annoying as heck, but there you go. It won't go on forever. Okay. Love you guys. I'm going off now. And we're just about at 1:00. So it's been almost 3 hours. I think I've done pretty well. Good night, everybody. I'll see you again.